In a quaint town nestled deep within misty mountains, Constantine received an unexpected inheritance, an ancient mansion perched ominously on a hilltop. The news arrived in the form of a weathered letter, bearing the seal of a distant relative he scarcely remembered. The letter spoke of a legacy obscured by time and secrecy, beckoning Constantine to unravel its mysteries. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the narrow, winding roads, Constantine's car wound its way through dense forest and fog. The air grew colder with each mile, and an eerie silence descended upon the landscape. Lightning streaked across the sky, illuminating jagged peaks that loomed ominously in the distance. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of navigating the treacherous terrain, Constantine arrived at his destination, a looming silhouette against the stormy sky. The mansion stood like a sentinel, its ancient stones weathered by centuries of wind and rain. Ivy clung to its walls like skeletal fingers, and windows stared blankly into the night. Leaving the safety of his car, Constantine approached the mansion with cautious steps. The air was thick with anticipation, as if the very walls of the mansion held their breath in anticipation of his arrival. As he crossed the threshold, a chill wind whispered through the corridors, stirring dust and cobwebs that had accumulated over years of neglect. Strange noises echoed from the depths of the mansion, a creaking floorboard here, a faint whisper there. Constantine's heart quickened with each step, his senses heightened by the palpable sense of unease that permeated the air. He lit a lantern, its flickering flame casting dancing shadows on the walls, and ventured deeper into the mansion's labyrinthine corridors. The rooms were frozen in time, relics of a bygone era preserved in dust and decay. Furniture draped in white sheets stood like ghostly sentinels, while portraits of stern-faced ancestors peered down from their gilded frames. Each room held its own secrets, whispers of lives once lived and lost to the relentless march of time. As midnight approached, the storm outside intensified, unleashing its fury upon the mansion with thunderous roars and torrential rain. But within the mansion's walls, another storm was brewing, a storm of restless spirits and forgotten memories yearning to be unearthed. In the heart of the mansion, Constantine discovered a grand library lined with ancient tomes and yellowed manuscripts. Amongst the dusty shelves, he found a leather-bound journal that belonged to his long-lost relative. The pages were filled with cryptic symbols and faded ink, recounting tales of dark rituals and forbidden knowledge hidden within the mansion's depths. Driven by curiosity and a growing sense of dread, Constantine delved deeper into the journal's secrets. It spoke of a curse that had befallen his family, an ancient pact with forces beyond comprehension, sealed within the very stones of the mansion itself. As he pieced together fragments of the past, he uncovered a sinister truth that had remained hidden for generations. But the mansion was not without its guardians, shadowy figures that prowled the corridors with silent footsteps and glowing eyes. They whispered malevolent secrets and lured Constantine into their web of darkness, intent on ensnaring his soul in their eternal torment. As the night wore on, Constantine found himself trapped in a nightmarish maze of shifting realities and spectral apparitions. Time seemed to lose all meaning within the mansion's twisted embrace, its walls closing in around him like a vice. He fought to distinguish reality from illusion, his sanity slipping away with each passing moment. In the darkest hour before dawn, Constantine confronted the source of the mansion's haunting, a malevolent entity that hungered for his fear and despair. With courage born of desperation, he confronted the entity, wielding ancient artifacts and incantations gleaned from the journal. The final battle raged through the mansion's halls, a clash of wills and arcane energies that threatened to tear reality asunder. Lightning shattered the sky outside, casting stark shadows that danced along the walls, as Constantine fought for his very soul against the forces of darkness. In a blinding flash of light, the entity was banished from the mansion, its malevolent presence vanishing like smoke in the wind. Exhausted and shaken, Constantine emerged victorious but forever changed by the harrowing ordeal. The mansion stood silent once more, its secrets buried deep within its ancient stones. As dawn broke over the misty mountains, Constantine departed from the mansion, leaving behind the shadows of the past that haunted its corridors. Yet, in the depths of his mind, he knew that the legacy of the mansion would forever linger, a testament to the thin veil that separates the world of the living from the realm of the dead. Little did he know that the mansion's story was far from over, its dark history intertwined with his own in ways he could scarcely imagine. The echoes of that fateful night would haunt him for years to come, a reminder that some secrets are best left undisturbed in the shadows of the past. But for now, as Constantine drove away from the mansion and towards the uncertain future that awaited him, he knew one thing for certain: the haunting had only just begun. Days turned into weeks since Constantine's arrival at the ancient mansion nestled deep within the mist-shrouded mountains. The storm that had greeted him on his first night had long since passed, leaving behind an uneasy calm that pervaded the mansion's grand halls and shadowed corridors. Driven by a relentless curiosity and an ever-growing sense of foreboding, Constantine embarked on a journey through the labyrinthine depths of the mansion. Each room held its own secrets, waiting to be unearthed like buried treasure amidst the dust and decay. The library, with its towering shelves of leather-bound tomes and crumbling manuscripts, became Constantine's sanctuary. He spent hours poring over the faded pages, deciphering cryptic passages and unraveling the threads of the mansion's tangled history. Amongst the ancient texts, he discovered mention of a tragic fire that had claimed the lives of the mansion's former owners, a family torn apart by loss and bound by a curse that lingered like a specter in the night. But it was not only the written word that whispered of the mansion's dark past. As Constantine explored further, he encountered oddities that defied rational explanation. Locked rooms with no visible keys, their thresholds sealed as if to guard against unseen forces. Paintings that seemed to watch his every move with eyes that followed him from one room to the next, their expressions shifting subtly with each passing moment. Whispers echoed through empty corridors, teasing secrets from a bygone era. Sometimes, in the dead of night, Constantine would awaken to the sound of soft footsteps echoing down the hallway outside his room, only to find the mansion cloaked in an eerie silence when he dared to investigate. One afternoon, while exploring a forgotten wing of the mansion hidden behind a tapestry-covered door, Constantine stumbled upon an old diary tucked away in a dusty bureau. Its leather cover was worn and weathered, its pages yellowed with age and stained by time. As he traced the faded ink with trembling fingers, the diary revealed fragments of a tragic tale. A tale of love and betrayal, of promises broken and lives lost to the relentless march of fate. The diary belonged to Evelyn, a young woman who had once called the mansion her home. Her words spoke of a forbidden romance with a servant boy named Samuel, whose fate had been irrevocably entwined with hers. Their love had been a secret whispered in the moonlit gardens and stolen moments shared amidst the grandeur of the mansion's halls. But their happiness had been short-lived. A curse, born of jealousy and fueled by ancient grievances, had descended upon the mansion like a shadow cast by unseen hands. Samuel had disappeared one stormy night, leaving behind only whispers and unanswered questions. Evelyn's grief had consumed her, her spirit forever bound to the mansion that had become her prison. As Constantine delved deeper into Evelyn's story, he uncovered clues that hinted at the dark forces that had shaped the mansion's destiny. Legend spoke of a pact made long ago by the mansion's original builders, a pact sealed with blood and bound by the ancient laws of magic. The curse had claimed countless lives over the centuries, its tendrils reaching out from the depths of the mansion's past to ensnare all who dared to tread its haunted halls. Haunted by visions of Samuel's disappearance and Evelyn's sorrow, Constantine sought solace in the company of the mansion's enigmatic caretaker, a grizzled old man named Elias, whose weathered face bore the weight of untold secrets. Elias spoke in hushed tones of the mansion's dark history, of restless spirits that roamed its corridors in search of redemption or revenge. Together, Constantine and Elias ventured into the mansion's forbidden chambers, uncovering hidden passages and forgotten artifacts that hinted at rituals long forgotten and powers best left undisturbed. They encountered apparitions that flickered like candlelight in the darkness, their mournful whispers echoing through the empty spaces between worlds. But the closer they came to unraveling the mansion's mysteries, the more perilous their journey became. Shadows stirred in the corners of Constantine's vision, threatening to consume him in their embrace. Voices whispered his name from the depths of the mansion's shadows, their words a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the threshold of perception. One night, as Constantine delved deeper into Evelyn's diary, he uncovered a passage that spoke of a ritual that promised to break the curse that had plagued the mansion for centuries. With Elias's guidance, he gathered the necessary ingredients and prepared to confront the malevolent forces that held the mansion in their thrall. Under the light of a waning moon, Constantine and Elias ventured into the heart of the mansion, their footsteps echoing like a heartbeat in the silence. They stood before an ancient altar hidden in a chamber deep beneath the mansion's foundations, its surface etched with symbols of power and protection. As they performed the ritual, chanting incantations that echoed through the darkness, the mansion trembled around them. Shadows danced on the walls, coalescing into spectral forms that writhed and twisted in agony. The air grew thick with the scent of burning sage and incense, warding off the malevolent presence that lurked just beyond their reach. But as the ritual reached its climax, a figure emerged from the shadows, a figure cloaked in darkness and fueled by ancient rage. It was the spirit of Evelyn, her eyes burning with a fierce determination as she confronted the curse that had stolen her happiness and bound her to the mansion's halls. With a final burst of strength, Constantine and Elias banished the malevolent spirit back into the depths of the mansion's labyrinthine corridors. The curse that had haunted the mansion for generations was broken, its hold on the souls of the departed finally severed. As dawn broke over the mist-shrouded mountains, Constantine emerged from the depths of the mansion, his heart heavy with the weight of the secrets he had uncovered and the souls he had set free. The mansion stood silent and still, its walls no longer echoing with the whispers of the past. But as he looked back at the mansion one last time, Constantine knew that its story was far from over. The echoes of Samuel and Evelyn's tragic tale would linger in the halls, a testament to the enduring power of love and the darkness that lurks within us all. As he walked away from the mansion and into the uncertain future that awaited him, Constantine carried with him the knowledge that some mysteries are best left buried in the shadows of the past. Yet, he also knew that the mansion's legacy would forever haunt his dreams, a reminder of the thin veil that separates the world of the living from the realm of the dead.